today's video we're going to be going over the best way to buff up your fire spells, fire incantations, and just incantations in general for damage. So the spell that I'm using and testing this on is, in my opinion, the best fire spell in the game. And we're going to do this completely unbuffed with no talismans to show you the difference in damage. We're using double giant seal. We've got a plus 25 and plus 24. Now to get two of them, you can either go through New Game Plus or trade with somebody. But you want two of them because you get extra damage for your Giant's Flame skills. So this is going to make my Giant's Flame Take Thee have way more damage by getting the passive effect of boost Giant's Flame incantations. So pretty significant there if you didn't know that. So we've got that going on. Giant's Flame Take Thee is the spell of choice we're testing here. And we're going to completely do this unbuffed, first of all. And we're just using a normal L1, a normal attack, not a charge attack. Throw it here on this guy, he's going to be our test. I'm going to do 1187. Now remember, 1187 is where we are starting with our damage here. By the end of this, you're going to see a significant increase in power, which works great for PvP and PvE. So we're going to start off by running the Fire Scorpion Charm. Now I will leave a description down in the description box for all the locations of the talismans and the locations of the buff spells, just in case you don't know, but a lot of you probably do know. So we're going to start off with the Fire Scorpion Charm, which raises his fire attack, lowers your damage mitigation just a little bit, but in my opinion the damage, the output is worth the loss. So went from 1187 to 1329 right there, so got about 200-ish more damage there. And then we're going to add another damage talisman, which is the Phlox Canvas Talisman, which increases the potency of incantations. It doesn't increase the damage quite as much as the fire one, at least for the fire spells, but it does increase the damage more, and you really want to run these two together. So it was up at 1329, I think. So we're going to do that again. Fireball goes off. Now we're up to 14 something. So we increased the damage a little more with that one. So the next talisman I'm going to equip. Now this is completely optional and it's up to you. In PvP I don't find it as useful, but it's the Ritual Sword Talisman, which raises attack power when HP is at maximum. So when you equip it, you see the aura that it emits. So as long as you stay at full HP, it's going to give you pretty decent damage chunk. But in PvP, sometimes it's hard to stay at full health. And you can actually start off the match with this and move swap it out of your item equipment menu to something else, if that's the sort of thing that you could pull off. But in this case, we're testing it out. We're up to 1574, so a little more than 100 more damage there that it adds. And like I said, for PvE, you can run the Erd Tree +2, Crimson Amulet for health, anything really that you want. You can run more Poise, Bull Goats. So we're going to start off here with a buff, our first buff, Golden Veil, which raises attack damage and defense. And now we're up to 1810, so a little more than 300 damage from that buff there. So I always cast my buffs when I invade, or most of the time in duels, just depending on the situation. So now we're going to buff a Golden Veil, and then we're going to use Flame Grant Me Strength, which buffs your fire damage. So now I've got two buffs on. So we were at 1810, I think, and now we are at 2172. So another 300-ish damage increase. So just those two spells increase your damage by 600 or so extra damage, which is completely worth it. Now we're going to do another buff, which is the Flame Shrouding Cracked Tear mixed in your Wondrous Physic Mix in your Flask here, which gives more fire damage. So we're going to buff up with our buffs, and then we're going to chug our flask, and we're going to see how much damage. I think we was at 1800 and something for a normal fireball here, and then we throw it. We get about 2600, man. So basically we went from 1500 to 2600 with the three buffs added on top. So now my fourth talisman that I want to use is Godfrey's Icon. Now, this is only effective on charge attacks, and we're going to test this without Godfrey's Icon to show you how much more powerful charge attacks are. So, basically, it takes a little longer to use a charge attack, but the damage is way worth it. So get all their buffs on. And this is without Godfrey's Icon. Charge it, release it. 31. So we went from 26 to 31, so another 500 damage. And now we're going to put on Godfrey's Icon. And then we're going to buff up. And you'll see a significant increase in damage. So we went from 26 to 31. And now, fully buffed, charge attack on Giant's Flame Take Thee is 3584. So remember we started off at what, like 1100 and something, and we ended up at 3584. And now these buffs last a good bit of duration, so you can keep these buffs up, like Flame Grant Me Strength, Golden Veil, the Flask. I think the Flask is like 3 minutes or something. So to recap, that's the talismans. The Flask that we use is the Flame Shrouding Cracked Tear. All this info will be in the description below. Guys, I appreciate you watching, and if you want to check out this action in PvP, I forgot my link to my PvP video where I just explode people in the description too. But until next time, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thanks.